Hello and welcome to the Introduction to Your Digital Marketing Toolkit Dashboards. My name is Lori Welch and I'm here at the corporate office. Before I introduce my guest speaker today, I'd like to remind everyone that they are on mute. When you logged into the webinar, you were provided with an audio pin. Using the number keys on your telephone keypad, if you'll enter those audio pins, I'll be able to unmute you should you have a question at the end of the webinar. If you do have a question at the end of the webinar, you can ask that question one of two ways. One way is to click on the hand symbol on your dashboard. That'll notify me that you have a question, or you're also welcome to type your question in the question box. All questions will be addressed at the end of the webinar. At this time, it's my pleasure to welcome Joseph Mohay. He's the Chief Digital Officer for Integrated Digital Strategies. And go ahead, Joe.
Thank you, Lori. Good afternoon, everyone. Thanks for joining us this afternoon. And congratulations on the Digital Marketing Toolkit to get you started on that. So I wanted to take some time this afternoon before we begin the demonstration of the different dashboards that you'll have access to and be utilizing to manage your toolkit, I'd like to take a little time to just educate you a little bit on some of the value of what you have within the toolkit. So what we'll do, just kind of highlight a little bit about what local SEO is, so you have the understanding of how that benefits you as a business owner. We'll talk a little bit about some different processes that we take in regards to optimizing your local page within comfortcare.com. And then we, of course, will go through the different solutions that are included in your digital marketing toolkit, as well as a dashboard review. That should take us well into about a 45-minute time frame, and then we'll leave the last 10, 15 minutes available for you all to ask questions, and I'll be able to answer those. And if I cannot answer a question at this time, I will I'll take note of that and provide you a response via email. So what I'd like to do, get started. Again, we will review a couple things here with regard to the setup. So what we've done through the month of March, if you all have signed up during this month, we basically processed your content collection forms that you provided us with the information. We have completed your local search profile data. Basically what that means, and I'll give you a demonstration of the exact product, we've submitted that information to top-level directories so that we can publish your local listings within approximately top 20 search portals. In addition to that, we have passed on your local page onto our SEO team. They're in process of placing your on-site keywords and meta descriptions and some other on-site SEO techniques to your page as we speak. We anticipate on having that completed by early next week so that your page will become Google friendly, and I'll explain that process a little further. We also have completed your reputation management console, where that will keep track of online reviews and any sentiment and any mentions of your brand within your local market. I'll explain that product in a few minutes. We also have set up your review acquisition page, where we will publish a page to direct your satisfied customers to a place where they can leave you an online review on some of the major review sites. We also have completed the do-it-yourself social console or social dashboard, where we've hand-selected a content library based on your industry. We've also placed an RSS feed from corporate Facebook wall that you can repost on your local page, as well as a posting of your corporate blogs that will feed into a content library that you can republish on your local page as well, your local social media pages. And finally, we set up the dashboard where you will see all of your online activity from your SEO rankings, traffic from Google Analytics, the tasks that we take month over month on your search engine optimization program, as well as the data that feeds from your reputation and social marketing console. Also, what we're excited to share with you is there's 2 additional features that we have included in your digital toolkit, and we basically set up 2 hyperlocal location pages that we are going to be asking you to complete a questionnaire for that purpose. So we can create those hyperlocal pages to build on some additional geographic areas outside of your local physical market, And so we're excited to roll that into your toolkit effective this month. So you will be getting an invitation to complete that questionnaire. In addition, you will receive this upcoming week the actual logins to your dashboards that we've set up that are noted here above. So you will be given a login to several different products, and I'll go over those in a few minutes. But those logins will be on their way to you early this upcoming week. So what I'd like to do is take a few minutes and just talk a little bit about what local SEO is, as this is a big part of the product this is a big part of the Digital Toolkit product. So if you are all familiar with this page, this is what we call a Google search engine results page. Basically, this results page displays 3 areas that Google will display content to the actual person searching. So the user that may search home care services in your town will probably see a page that looks very similar to this, where there will be pay-per-click display ads sitting up here on the top of the sponsored results or off to the side. They will also see a local map result for the geographic area closest to where they're searching from. So if they're searching in your town and they put a keyword with that geography in the search bar, they will likely see a local result like this. And then lastly, they will possibly see an organic result that displays typically below the maps, but on occasion you might find that above the maps. It just depends how Google serves that result. So there's really 3 areas to the search engine results page where your toolkit is benefiting you most is the local maps as well as the organic result. Those are free traffic sources for your business, highly relevant and attracts a lot of local customers once you're in that first page placement. The pay-per-click ad is an additional service that we're happy to offer up to you for an expedited level of lead generation, but that is a pay-for-performance type of campaign. We won't spend much time on that today, but if there's any interest in advertising, we have solutions in place for you. So why Google Maps? Well, Google Maps generates well into 100 million users a month that actively use Google Maps and look at those local search results, which I showed you on the slide previous. That reflects about 30% of all searches on the internet. So 30%, 3 out of 10 people, when they ever go to Google and do a search, they're looking for something local. Local product, local services, local information. And so that just underscores the importance of being found when people do local searches and to have that prominence, hence why we've introduced the Digital Marketing Toolkit. A big part, a big driver of that local presence is all brought back through the different directories that really solidify your local presence as a business. There's directories throughout the country, well over a couple hundred, that you can be placed within. Those directories really, at the end of the day, power what Google perceives you as a business. And if you're established and trusted, they really depend on these directories to validate that information. So it's very important that you're listed in the directories. More importantly, you want to make sure your listings are accurate within those directories. So we have taken the time to submit your listings to different local syndication partners to make sure that your listings are populated within all those directories. In addition, building out your Google Plus local page and some top-tier directories that have a little bit more prominence with Google when it comes to local search rankings. One thing that we're very much in the mindset is making sure that your information is consistent. And so nothing worse than having different listings and wrong contact information. So a big part of what we do in the initial setup is submitting this accurate information to these directories. We've had corporate approve the content so that it displays exactly how your franchise brand should be represented on the search engines, and rest assured that it's syndicated to approximately 98% of the whole web. The beauty here is that we've displayed a dashboard so that you can see the progress of those listings as they start to syndicate. And over time, you'll see a lot of green check marks instead of the red X's, and that just is assurance to you that your listing has been syndicated in all the right places, and that will have a major ranking benefit to the local results that I showed you on that earlier screen of Google. What we've put together in that is this is kind of the package that's part of your digital toolkit. And so I want to explain exactly what it entails. Basically, we've set up, again, approximately 20 local search portals, including Google, Bing, Yahoo, Yelp, and several top-tier directories. Those are going to be viewed in your dashboard, and you'll be able to see the progress of that. It does require some involvement from each of you when your verifications are to take place. So typically the process, we will set up your listings, organize them, clean them up, optimize them into those directories, but some directories require owner verification, so we will have to go through a verification process, which we'll explain to you shortly. Again, then it will be syndicated to the rest of the local search ecosystem, which represents about 98% of all that is powered by these different aggregator partners. We also are going to make sure that your business has this icon on your local page. This will invite customers as you provide your services to them. You want to let them know that you have a place where they can leave you an online review. This has huge, huge benefit to how you rank in those maps, like I said. So we really encourage each of the franchisees that we're working with to make sure you're directing your customers, your happy customers, your loyal customers, to that area to leave you an online review. And I'll explain how that looks in a few minutes. And also you will have a login to see the dashboard so that you can see the status of your local listing and be able to view how that's coming along. Something that you need to be aware of is these listings get populated. What we're really doing is populating your local business information and some description of your business, logo, content, all of that in these local directories. That provides a lot of what Google looks for to decide if you have that trust and credibility as a business when you're populating yourself very well in these different directories. And again, the dashboard looks something like this. So when you are getting your dashboard link early next week, you'll get that. You will probably see some red X's and things that are about to get cleaned up. Over time, they will become green check marks, and you will see that prominence grow month over month. So that's very, very important that you keep an eye on that. This local search toolkit product, the local search aspect of it, like I said, requires verification. So what happens once your local search profile has been created, you will get an email invitation from verifymylistings.com where they will instruct you on setting up an appointment to at your convenience, which is very important so that you can dedicate the time we need to go through some verifications. So very much important, an important aspect is to keep a lookout for a verifymylistings.com email. Usually takes about 7 to 10 days from when your order was submitted. So you should expect something by the end of next week or early the following week so that your listings have been verified by you. Very self-explanatory. Once you log in, make an appointment, it'll prompt you your business information to log in, and then it'll give you some times that are available. You want to set up a time that's convenient where you can dedicate 20 or 30 minutes, and then what happens after that is when your appointment time comes, it'll prompt you to start your chat. You'll go in and begin the chat process with the fulfillment specialist. This person then at that time will trigger certain verifications either via phone or email, or there may be some that will trigger a postcard that will be sent to you. But the ones that require your involvement right then and there, you will need to be prepared to answer your phone or check emails so they can retrieve PIN numbers that will be displayed in those verifications. The other thing is, so those will be more or less the local search aspect, the directory submissions that we'll be managing for you. So your involvement is needed in that early stage. And if you've had any conversations with Mary Alice Peterson, your account manager, she may have instructed you that will take place as your campaign is beginning this month. Then also the reviews, again, very important that you understand the value of that. So the idea is that we are going to make it is very, very much a seamless and user hassle-free process for your customers to give you reviews. We've set up a page that looks very much like this, where they will see, once they've clicked on the icon, of course, on your website, they will see this profile page open up where they will be invited to give you an online review. What I encourage you to do, and this is something you need to really take very seriously, is you want to get them to give you reviews on Google Places or Google Plus, if you refer to it as Google Plus, as often as possible. Be informed that they need to create a Google Plus profile for themselves so that they can give you an online review on Google+. So you need to let them know in advance that it will require them to set up a profile for themselves. It's a one-time, few minutes to do it, but that profile will be the one that will ensure that that review gets placed. So very important that you do that. Yelp is also a great place to get reviews. It's a highly trusted review site, and so we encourage you to direct those customers to those two sites specifically. Again, you'll see the review icon. It won't be as big as what you see here on the screen. It will sit among some of your social icons. If you have those set up, your review page will have that icon sitting there as well, so you have a place to direct them. So, if you have an email signature which links to your local page, you want to make sure when you send out an email, point to, hey, go give us a review on this special area of our page, and we appreciate the honest and open feedback. So that's really important that you direct users to that. Okay, again, just some best practices. You do not want to make reviews hard for your customers, so invite them, let them know that you value their opinion, you value their feedback, and you want to direct them to that local page as easily as possible. Do not want to offer any incentives or any discounts or anything that will incent the person to give you a review. It's not very authentic, and it just does not reflect well, as many people may hear that you're doing that and expect the same reward for giving an honest and open review. You do not want to set up any kind of laptop or iPad at any point in the sales process, because Google will recognize that this iPad is yours, and IP address signals will let the filters know that this is not an authentic review, and that is something that will trigger something that Google will not want to display. It's not a good practice to ask family or friends for reviews. You want them to be your satisfied, happy customers, your loyal customers. Those are the ones you really want to get reviews from, or any business associates or partners in your business that you work with that lead partners or things that help grow your business. That's also a good time to ask them for reviews. And you'll always want to keep the review pipeline healthy. Always want to look for opportunities, maybe once a week, go through your existing customers, satisfied customers, and have that outreach, personal phone call, let them know you're looking to, for their feedback on the business and the services you provide, and always look for ways to get more reviews. Either you have a staff member on your team do it, but just look for ways to continuously flow reviews in that pipeline. It's very important. Once you get those reviews, you need to realize that the importance of reviews is extremely important when you've established two things. Your visibility, which is really important that you're in a lot of directories, because what that really means is that you are a highly reputable, very visible business, and it's important that they know that because that shows that you're established. But then you want to make sure you're getting a consistent flow of reviews. When you do that, your presence is extremely optimal. You're winning. It means you're highly visible, and you're showing your customers that they value you, and they're sharing their reviews about your business. That is how you build a very strong digital presence. If you're in the kind of business that gets a great visibility and lots of directories from the submissions and the local search product we're putting together for you, and you're not getting reviews, that's a shame because you're highly visible and you're not really taking the opportunity to get reviews for your customers, from your customers. And so we really encourage you to make sure you're doing your part, because you'll have all the tools in hand, and you'll be able to do that very effectively. When you do get reviews, it's important that you manage those reviews and monitor to make sure you're always putting a positive light about your business. You can't satisfy everyone. You're not going to have a 10 out of 10 perfect reviews on every single one, but you are going to have an opportunity to address concerns if there are reviews that may question something about your service. You always want to put a positive light and address the situation as professionally as you can. I always look at it like an analogy where someone's physically in your business, in your office or in your store, let's say, and you had other customers in the room, and they were sharing some complaint or some concerns. You would obviously address that concern and take it offline and go in another room so that other customers don't hear what they may have shared with you. So that's the kind of thing you're doing here. You're wanting to take that conversation offline, address the situation, address the fact that you're the owner, you're going to make it right, but take that conversation offline. You do not want to be in a position where you're combating a customer and going back and forth with your reasoning and why you're defending yourself. That is not the platform for that, because potential customers will see those responses, and you want to protect that integrity of your business. So again, when you are getting reviews and you start to see that flow of reviews, take it very seriously that you need to manage it as if they were in your business at that time. The reputation console will display the reviews once they've fed through. So just keep in mind, as long as they, for example, have set up a Google Plus profile page and have left your review, that will feed through this dashboard. It takes a couple days, but it will go through, and you will be able to see those reviews. You'll be able to click and view the details, and more importantly, when you're getting positive reviews, you want to build that word of mouth online. So if you all have Facebook pages, Twitter pages, Google Plus pages, you want to share that experience with your fans and followers of your business, and that's where you're going to share that experience here on these tabs, and I will give you a demo of that shortly. You can also see there's a visibility tab here where it will show certain directories and what possibly may need to be fixed. What I want to make sure you understand is that you have a local search dashboard and service that's provided to you. We are actively building and cleaning up those listings for you, so we really encourage you not to change anything here on this reputation console. Because we're using a different platform from what you're seeing on the screen, which I'll show you in a few minutes, we encourage you not to change anything that's sitting here, even though it is tempting, because rest assured we are working on your listings and optimizing those ourselves through the product that you've purchased. So do not change any listings in here at any point in time is what I want to say. You also will be able to see, we've set up this dashboard where we can keep track of your competitors. So as long as you completed that in your content collection form, we've loaded a few of your local competitors. And this competition tab is really important because what this does is shows you in comparison to some of your local home health provider competitors in your area how active you are in your social media, how visible you are in online directories, and how visible you are on the search engines. And it'll show you a comparison of you versus the others for those certain phrases that describe what you do. So it's important that you keep an eye on that because you want to see that activity grow and that pie chart gets bigger. That, again, falls on you when it comes to the social media aspect because you will be the one managing your social media from the different dashboards that we've set up for you, or the one dashboard that we've set up for you, rather. So that is something that you're going to need to keep track of on your own when you log into the dashboard. So let me switch gears. So we've talked about the reputation. We've talked about local search, touched a little bit on social media and what that all means. Let me talk a little bit about search engine optimization. As you know, in the toolkit package, as part of your monthly service, we're allocating a certain number of hours every month to optimize your local page within ComfortCare.com. That's all built within ComfortCare.com. And also, so you should be aware that ComfortCare has invested greatly in a national SEO campaign to provide overall authority and trust to the ComfortCare brand website. So that has a trickle-down effect over time. So all of that SEO juice, we call it, will flow through your local pages in addition to the local page that you have where you're powering it kind of from the ground level, that grassroots level. So I'm going to explain how that process works, but what I want you to understand in this conversation is that SEO and search engine optimization is a way to make your local page an asset. We want to strengthen that page so that when people search for home care services, senior care, senior home care, those relevant keywords within your target geography, that ranking starts to get there. You know, we do set a baseline when we start your engagement. So right now your SEO team is working diligently on optimizing your page. We set a baseline before they begin any work where you are today. Very important you understand that because our goal is to show great progress month over month to get you to that number 1 or number 2 or number 3 position on Google. That's where that prime real estate is, and that's where you're going to get most of your leads from. But that takes time. So I explain this because you need to understand this is a 2, 3, 4 month period where we're ramping up and building strength to your website. Your local page is a new page. As you know, ComfortCare had rebuilt their site and built it to be for the future. A lot more strength, a lot more content, a lot more trust. So that is going to really take hold over these few months it's going out. And we want to make sure you understand that this is definitely a marathon and not a race. So, so you understand the difference between search engine optimization and pay-per-click. Search engine optimization is all built on relevancy and trust, relevancy of your content, and trust, meaning people that are voting for you, other websites vote for you, people that are seeing your content on social media are voting for you. So that is how this really starts to strengthen over time. So the way relevance works is, we're taking the time, I'll go back up here, we're taking the time to match up your existing content. We're also having our content writers create some custom content to place on your local page. When they do that, they are going to match up keywords relevant to the content that we've created. We're going to optimize it and put phrases of keywords that relate to your services as well as your target geographies, and we're going to embed that within the content. We're going to optimize your title tags, which is an area of your web page at the top of the screen that generates a little more weight than other parts of the page. We're going to optimize your H1 tags, your headline tags. We're going to make sure meta descriptions and image tags are tagged appropriately for those keywords and geographies so that we make this page a very search engine optimized and very local friendly to Google. We also are going to build trust by doing link building activities that generate links and trust back to your site. So our SEO team identifies other sites that are relevant to home and health care and home medical providing services, and we're going to get links from those sites back over to your site. So these are some technical aspects that I like to just touch on. When you see your reports and you see your monthly activity, you will be able to see the actual work and see the links that we're placing, but I just wanted you to have an understanding of what that means and how it pertains to your business. Another example would look something like this, where we're finding outside sources to link to your site, basically passing on their vote to your website to build trust and credibility in your site. And that's done on a month-to-month basis. So in the early stages of the process, our SEO team has researched certain keywords that we find are relevant to what you do, are in line with the theme of keywords that corporate and the national brand are doing, and we're identifying the ones that have the most search volume that are highly relevant to your business. And we're making sure that we're not going after too many keywords at once because that it eventually will diminish the actual SEO work. We tackle a few keywords at a time. Typically between 2 and 4 will be where you're going to see most of our focus, and that's where we're keeping track within your SEO workflow, and that will also be shown in your dashboard. So the SEO effect will take some time, but rest assured we are doing the research. We're embedding those phrases on the pages, and we're doing it in the best practices and white hat tactics that we know work. You will also have 2 hyperlocal pages created. That will take place over the next 30 days, and those pages will basically reinforce those keywords, but they will expand into different geographic areas. So once you've got the questionnaire sent to you, we really are going to ask for you to fill in those questions as best as you can. The sooner you respond to the questionnaire, the sooner these pages get created for you. So we will have that questionnaire sent out to you with your logins early next week, and you will be asked to supply those answers as quickly as possible. And this just gives you assurance that these are pretty much the optimal ways to get your local page ranked, and you want to make sure that you're seeing that happen over those first couple months. You'll start to see those rankings improve. Again, just a little bit of FYI. These are some just different techniques to build directories, build strength to the website. What I want to explain here also is that over the next 30 days, this next upcoming month, we're going to start optimizing some video content for your pages and start building that into your body of your website. So we are going to create YouTube videos that are going to be embedded in your pages, as well as the blog content that comes from corporate blogs, and that's also going to be embedded in some of your body copy of your pages. That's all there because Google is changing the way they rank sites in many ways now, where they're looking always for other digital assets and other pieces of content that come from things that are related to your business and flow through your pages. So I hate to get so technical in this, but I want you to understand that we're taking white hat SEO and best practices and really aligned with what Google's looking for today. So things that may have happened in the past may have worked. Those have changed drastically over the last 6 months, and we're applying really best practice SEO and content marketing within your local pages going forward. So we will make sure that we're reporting that activity back to you, but be in that mindset that that will have a much longer term benefit for your business. With that, we also are going to be highly transparent with you. So after your first month of SEO, as I mentioned, we are keeping a baseline of your work and traffic and improvements. You will have a report that looks very similar to this. This will be considered a monthly report this is sent out each month to your business email, where we keep track of the number of items that we take in consideration to your SEO program. On average, we spend about 5 hours a month on your page, and we're doing techniques both on-site and off-site. On-site meaning content tweaks, optimizing the page's content to make it more Google-friendly, but then off-site techniques, which is link building and powering it with different sources of other sites pointing back to you. So this is where we keep track of that, and that's also flowing through your dashboard. We have a ranking baseline, so you'll see something along these lines where we'll identify those 2 or 3 keywords that we're going after. You'll see where you rank on the different search engines initially and where you rank today. And an optimal presence is, obviously we want to get you to page 1, within that 2 to 3 month time frame. Again, I want to reinforce that this is Google's game. It's not ours. We do everything we can to be in line with Google and how they rank websites. But keep in mind, Google controls the search engine results page. And so we do all of our techniques to really get you ranked, but we can't guarantee like #1 position. What we're doing is guaranteeing that we're doing all of our work to get you in that best position, and that over time you'll start to see great progress in your rankings. So we are going to make sure that you see your initial rank and where you rank today for the keywords that we're going after. So to tie back SEO and now going back to social, you all now have a social dashboard. And what I want to explain to you is that this social dashboard is there to serve for a few purposes. It's there to serve, and we will do the dashboard review here very shortly here, probably the next 5 minutes. But the social dashboard is there because we want to make sure you provide your business an opportunity to extend a great customer service channel to your customers. We want to make sure your business is always finding new ways to generate leads through social media. And we want to make sure your business is always finding ways to build your audience and fans in your business. And the way we do that is through our social dashboard. The thing is, you need to realize is that your customers, your followers are always interested to be educated. You're in a very important business and an important part of their life where they want to always be informed on, the things that they should be thinking about for their parents and the people that they care about. And so the idea is that we want to inform them through content. So we have a way to opt in certain content feeds that relate to home health care and the health and medical industry. And we also are opting in the corporate blog into this feed that you'll have access to in your dashboard. This is under the Building Fans section, by the way, which I'll demonstrate in a few minutes. You also are going to have a place where corporate's Facebook posts will feed in there so you can republish that as well. So the idea is that you want to bring that great corporate Facebook strategy to your local market and take advantage of all that great local content that you can build on. So that's a real important piece within the tool set for the social marketing. You will be asked to connect your existing Facebook page, Twitter page, Google Plus page, LinkedIn page, any specific any specific social profile that you have today. We are asking for you to integrate that. Now I know working very closely with Shannon and the Comfort Care team, we've been taking that burden away from you guys. So as long as we have a Facebook page to sync up, we will do it for you. We just want to make sure we're given those login credentials. So we'll make sure that early next week as you get your logins for the dashboard, that if you need any help syncing up your Facebook page, we extend the invitation to just give us the logins or grant us access to your page, and we will do that for you. It's a very important aspect of this dashboard because you need to sync up Facebook and Twitter especially, because that's where most of your audience will be. We want to make sure you're using the tool to its fullest. Again, you can see here when they look at the lead searches, basically what you're doing here is you're pre-populating certain phrases that relate to your business, and then what's happening is that these tools are looking for conversations on Twitter that people might be talking about things related to home health care, and you can hone in on a certain geographic area of where you do business. It will alert you. It will tell you, hey, someone mentioned home health care in Greater Chicago, and you want to respond in that conversation and obviously contribute to that conversation to show that you're an authoritative trusted source of information, and obviously have an opportunity to promote what you do. And that's something that's very important, and that will show in there in the content results as well. So let me take you through the dashboard itself. I'm going to go to a live dashboard screen here so we can transition into that for a few minutes. So let's start with the social dashboard here. You can see that there are certain areas here called Discovery Marketing. This is where it's finding local content that's out there on the Twitter feeds, and you'll see different conversations that's happening. Also, you're going to have an area called Build Fans. What Build Fans is basically an area where Comfort Care has pre-populated feeds. These populated feeds are showing in the content library where you can repost. So, for example, there's a feed here from Comfort Care's blog. Once you've synced in your Facebook, Twitter, Google+, LinkedIn, you'll have an opportunity to republish that content. As you can see here, it'll post in these different profiles, and you can post that into different social media channels. Very important to do that because these social signals also alert Google that you're very active in sharing content, and that obviously will help you in your rankings on Google. But more importantly, it's making life easier in posting to multiple channels at one time without having you go in, log out into different profiles. So that's the idea with the social dashboards, is to make things very synchronized and seamless, and you want to make sure you're sharing great content to your following. I also have, again, so the Build Fans area is going to be a constant flow of content from Facebook as well as the blog, and then you also have some other content that might be a little bit more general but interesting content here. So you have the health and medical content that will flow through here, and this is just a culmination of some really trusted health-related sites, medical news sites, things that you want to just kind of scroll through and see if there's anything of interest that you want to repost. Huffington Post Health, for example, and you might find some things that are really inspiring, things that might be related to home health care, or just some fun activity, fun content that you want to just share to put a little personality out there on the different social networks. You also have an opportunity to, when people comment on some of the things that you have to say, you can reply on those comments as well. So it's a very nice, complete console that you can make use of. We encourage you to spend, maybe an hour a week to just make sure you're posting and doing that type of thing to keep the profile active. In addition, with the reputation, like I said, you will have the opportunity to see reviews that flow through. When you get reviews, you will see mentions of your business. So these two pieces are really there together. You'll have access to both, and we encourage you to make use of that. Now we have the local search dashboard, and what this is the place where you're going to go in. Again, this is a separate login. So I provided you a login. We will provide you a login to the social and reputation console. That's one special area to manage your reputation reviews and mentions, as well as the social media that you're going to be posting. But then you're going to want to log into your local search dashboard, which is separate and distinct from the reputation and social dashboards, which comes together. You're going to be able to see your local listing. You're going to be able to see the status of your syndication on these different local aggregators, which powers, a few hundred different local directories. You also are going to see status of your local directories, some of these top portals that we've claimed and set up for you. Again, you will be prompted certain areas here where we need your verification, so be on the lookout for verification emails so that you can participate in that process that I shared with you earlier. And all of this is being well kept and tracked in dashboard view here, so you can always go in and see the progress of these listings as they begin to populate within the directories. So those are kind of the go-to places: your local search dashboard, your reputation dashboard, and social marketing dashboard. Those will be things that you'll want to be very active in using and keeping track, so do not lose those logins and passwords, and make sure you have those very accessible. So I encourage you to bookmark that in your computer. And then we have the last piece, which is the complete analytics dashboard. Basically what happens is a lot of this data that I showed you, reputation, social, local search, is feeding in here, as well as your SEO services that we're managing for you. So what you're going to do is when you get your login to the dashboard, you're going to have a page that looks very similar to this. you're going to have a tab called Reputation. You're going to have a tab called SEO. You're going to see some areas here called Traffic. Those are kind of the go-to places you're going to have to go to measure all this great traffic and analytics that we're providing for you. So here is, for example, the SEO tracking. You're going to have a tab here. It's called Boostability. Those are our partners that manage the SEO work that we do for you guys. So here in the Boostability tab, you'll click on there, and you're going to have a date range. So usually after 30 to 60 days is when I would encourage you to look and keep an eye on how the rankings are going. But again, we are going to keep track of your initial rankings for the targeted keywords we're going after. Again, we are focused in on initially the main location that you're physically in. So if you're in a specific area of town and you have a physical location, that's usually the first city or first target area we're going to optimize for. Ideally, we want to serve all locations that you serve in your territory, but that's not realistic. You know, you can't be found for 5, 10, 12 cities at one time. That takes a lot of SEO work, and because we're kind of starting at ground zero for your pages, we have to work our way to that. That's why the hyperlocal pages are going to be so important, and that's why we're going to spend the time to make the content very rich so that we can try to outperform some of the competitors that are there now. But SEO is definitely something that is a longer-term process that has a lot of payoff, and we want to make sure that we really take advantage of owning your local market first, and then we can expand in those geographic areas based on the allotted time that we've been given for your search engine optimization service. But you'll see the initial rank, and then as rankings improve, you'll see that ranking there. On the left side of the Boostability tab, you're going to see the different SEO tasks that we take on a month-to-month basis. Again, you are given 5 hours a month based on the package you have with us. So those SEO hours are going to be allocated accordingly and will show within these tasks. You also will see keyword trends, so you'll see where your initial rankings are and where they're growing over time. We do keep track of Google, Yahoo, and Bing, but on this trend chart here, you're only going to see the Google ranking at this point. But like I said in the earlier slides, you will have an SEO report which shows your Google, Yahoo, and Bing rankings all together. Then you'll have an area here for your reputation. So as you become active and you are getting reviews and you are seeing social signals, you will start to see those likes perform here and show in the Social Insight tab. You will see the mentions of your business. Once you start getting reviews, you will see those reviews show up as well. Listings, as they become more visible, will start to appear here as well. And then, of course, your comparison of your business to your competitors on your online share of voice will display there as well. So these are fed through these different local and reputation and social dashboards, but it's syncing it all up into one view. Lastly, we have the Google Analytics tab set up for you. So again, we are setting up Google Analytics for each of your local pages, and this is really as authentic as data as you're going to see. This is all of the online activity that you're getting to your local page. It's coming right from Google Analytics right into your dashboard, and you'll see all the different sources of traffic that you're generating from your local digital marketing toolkit program. So that is more or less the dashboard. Again, you're going to have 3 logins sent to you early next week in a welcome email. It's going to be the analytics dashboard, which you see here on the screen. It's going to say something like dashboard.idigitalstrategies.com. You're also going to get a login dashboard for the local search product, which is your Google, Yahoo, Bing directories. That's called idigitalstrategies.localsearchdashboard.com. And then you're going to get one more dashboard, so you have 3 altogether, and it'll house both the reputation management and social marketing in one, and that is going to be the iDigital Strategies Business Center, I believe is what it's referred to. So those are the 3 active dashboards, these 2 together, the local search, and then the complete analytics dashboard. That's all sent to you in real time, and so you'll have access to that information as early as next week. So with that, I know I did a lot of talking, but I wanted to keep the time open for the last 15 minutes for questions. So Laura, if you'd like to open it up for questions from the group, I'd be happy to answer any questions they have.
Sure. I have one question already. It says, regarding reviews, how does the search engines know it comes from our friends and family?
Good question. I would say the search engines won't know. That's a very good question. But the user, the person that might look at that review, may be able to see, and it's very subjective, so I may have said it in a way where it wasn't clear. Search engines know when it's a review coming from an IP address that is repeated. So if it's one computer writing reviews over and over again, search engines will filter that. When it's just a review written by a family friend, that's not really so much a search engine concern, but a potential customer would read that. And if there's the verbiage and the way the sentiment of that review is, if it's something that looks a little bit too good, or it shows that it's not really an authentic customer. I mean, it's subjective, so I can't say that it's going to hurt you if a family friend, but at the end of the day, you don't want to be in a situation where you're only asking family and friends for reviews. You want to be asking customers because you really value what they have to say because they're doing business with you. Family and friends are there to always, be your, go-to and support you. But a customer is going to be open and honest with you and about your business. So if you need to get a family or friend or two in there just to help kick things off, I guess that's okay. But I would not rely on all my family and friends to write reviews for me because it's not authentic and it will be seen by potential customers, and you have to deal with that, that ramification if it presents itself. So hopefully that answers your question, but if you need a few reviews to get started, I think that might be an okay thing to do.
Okay, next request is please explain white hat.
Yeah, so white hat SEO really is about, I can actually go back to that page here, back here, just to make it as clear as I can. Okay, so white hat, there's really two pieces to SEO. Like I said, there's content, which is taking the time to make the page very natural in the way it's conveying your content. Are you answering questions in your content? Are you providing robust answers and robust information that is not spammy? In other words, you're not trying to write the words home care services 15 times on a page with 300 words. It needs to be natural. It needs to have a natural flow to the content where you might have some bullet points with certain points of service. You might have a natural mention or a call to action and reinforce synonyms and other phrases that define those same feelings in the content. So that's more or less a natural flow of content. That's white hat. Black hat is when you're stuffing keywords in all the areas of the page so that you think Google can see it more often. Well, black hat is not a strategy today that is being used because Google just kicks you off if they find that you're being too spammy. So the content is really important that it's engaging, it answers questions, it has reasons, it's written in a way that it's compelling that people want to read, and you want to link assets to it. White hat techniques tend to want to link other sources of information within your page. So if there's a blog post that supports something about Alzheimer's care and you embed that link on your page that refers back out to that blog post, that's white hat. If there's a piece of video content that talks about fall prevention and you link to that from your page onto that YouTube video, that's white hat. That's basically giving the users more information, more compelling reasons why you have all of the answers. You have the best source of information. That's all white hat. Link building and social mentions, you're basically making sure you're sharing content on social media. That's also white hat. That you're reaching out to sites that, blogs and sites that are relevant to your industry. You're reaching out to sites to kind of point back to you. Those links that point back to you need to be relevant to your industry or highly authoritative sites. Those are white hat techniques. So that's kind of the idea. Is we're just trying to reinforce that our SEO partners who have been doing this for some time, have thousands of customers that they support, and they're mostly all local businesses, and we work very closely with them to ensure that they're giving our clients a lot of value in their SEO, hence why you're getting, a lot of SEO done for, I feel like, a very good value. You know, the SEO is competitive, but we're giving you as much value as we can with the budget that you're providing, and we're trying to make it natural with lots of different pieces, from local search, from reputation management, from social media, from you know, SEO in general. All of that works together, and that's what Google really wants to see, and that's a lot of what white hat SEO is all about. So hopefully that answers your question. I kind of went a little long, so sorry about that.
Okay, next question. I have an Excel sheet that segments my territory that the questions required. Who should I mail this to?
Okay, so if your questionnaire is what you're referring to, I believe the questionnaire is an online form that you're to complete. So what I would say, whatever spreadsheet you have in reference to what you're showing there or what you have there, I would wait to send that until you've completed the questionnaire that is going to be sent to you. If you've received the questionnaire, again, I don't know who's asking the question. I'm assuming this new group has not received the questionnaire yet, so we'll ensure that that gets sent out again, just as a second you know, reinforcement. The questionnaire will ask you all the questions we need to know. It will ask you your target areas, so what geographic areas you want to focus on. Of course, the questions are very pertinent to things that your customers typically ask you. So I would just say, if you have a spreadsheet, I would hold off on that and make sure you fill out the questionnaire. And then when you fill out the questionnaire and it's been submitted, I would ask you to go ahead and send the spreadsheet if you feel like some of the stuff that's in the questionnaire was not, you know, was not reflective of what you have in your spreadsheet. Go ahead and send that email to us. Your account manager, by the way, I didn't mention her much. Her name is Mary Alice Peterson. So when you send an email to Mary Alice Peterson, who's your dedicated account manager, it's going to be going to mac@idigitalstrategies.com. So mac@idigitalstrategies.com. That's our email address where you can send that spreadsheet.
And to go along with that, if you have finished the questionnaire but don't know how to submit it, or it didn't submit, then you're welcome to contact Shannon Belfleur or Beth Lenz here at the corporate office.
Perfect. And I really encourage you to respond to that questionnaire as quickly as possible so we can get those local pages created. We're doing them in kind of a batch form, but I wanted to make sure the group that's on this call has an opportunity to get in that batch. So, you know, if you can get the questionnaire responded to early, you know, by no later than Monday or Tuesday, you know, we'd love to get those hyperlocal pages created as quickly as we can. So be on the lookout for the questionnaire.
Okay, any other questions out there? Again, you can either click on the hand symbol and I'll unmute you, or you're welcome to type your question in the question field. Okay, well, it looks like that is it for this one, Joe.
Okay, well, thank you. Great questions, by the way. Thanks for participating. And we'll have the slides, and we appreciate the opportunity to work with each and every one of you. Again, Mary Alice Peterson is your account manager. She will make sure we send out a welcome email with those logins, and she will also have an area there if you would like a one-on-one consultation or anything you would like to go over on a one-on-one basis. You have that opportunity with Mary Alice Peterson. All we ask you to do is make sure you set an appointment with her. As you can imagine, we have lots of franchisees working with us and doing the toolkit, so we like to organize ourselves a little bit and make sure we have the time to dedicate to you. So when you get that welcome email with the logins, there will be an area there, Mary Alice Peterson's contact information, as well as a link where you can schedule a 30-minute call with her, and she can go over any specific questions you have. But we're excited to work with you, and we're going to work very hard to make sure you're successful. And again, thanks for the participation today.
Okay, thank you everyone for attending, and As you know, corporate is in the process of moving today, so if you have any questions, feel free to contact Shannon starting on Monday. So other than that, thank you again for attending, and have a great rest of your day.